Harry looks like the court case isn't going to go well and is going to get £500 only. Take on the British media and fail. She's apparently going to write a book, but perhaps the most exciting news of all is having been dropped by Spotify, she was called utterly talentless by the head of UAE, this big talent agency, and apparently Netflix are going to drop them next, and the only thing left for those dreadful people from Montecito might be to be influencers. It really isn't going very well for Meghan, is it?
It hasn't been a good week on the PR front. If you've got the man from Spotify describing them as bleeping grifters, and you then get this head of a talent agent accusing them, basically suggesting she's talentless. But Harry may be off to Africa to make a documentary for Netflix.
Is this the same Ginger Prince who apparently, according to Netflix, his idea of, my idea to Spotify was to sit down and ask Donald Trump what he has for breakfast or talk to the Dalai Lama. I mean, the Pope. He wanted to interview the Pope. Who the hell does he think he is? I mean, really?
Well, you missed out Vladimir Putin in that list. Not the most... doesn't sound good on paper. No wonder there was some eye rolling within Spotify. I think this is the problem for them. How do they regroup now? We've got a book coming out with Omid Scobie now. It's going to tell presumably further revelations from the coronation.
Scobie-Doo, as I call him, yeah.
Yeah, well, and so therefore we're going to hear more probably as he reveals all on the shoddy state of the royal family from that angle. Well, fine, he's entitled to write the book. But again, Meghan and Harry have got to stop bleating. They've actually now got to start creating. And there's a writer's strike now in Hollywood, so it's hard to make programs at the moment. So therefore, Netflix will be feeling under pressure commercially. So it's a very hard situation for the two in California, how to build on their success. It requires hard work.
I don't even know how you describe it success. If your only income is based entirely on slagging off something that you apparently don't believe in, right? In the end, I mean, I read a great article yesterday that said they've run out of gas. You can only whinge. The whinge fest, the complain fest can only go on for so long until people go, oh, do you know what? I'm not interested anymore. And that's exactly where they're at. And people go, well, what are they going to do? Get a job. Face up to reality. Sell your big mansion. Get your head out your backside. Just get on with your life. That's exactly how I see it.
Well, I must admit, that's the way I see it. Now the reality has hit home. That yes, you can go away, and obviously they turned a few heads in Spotify and Netflix in a way to make sure that they could get these multi-million-pound contracts. Thought they had something positive, but actually they were only selling their status within the royal family, and they were bought that way. Now it requires them to actually put their head down and get on and work hard to justify those price tags. And that's their problem, because their ideas, if you go by what being suggested that Harry was coming up with to go and have a sit-down with Vladimir Putin, are off the charts, a bit bonkers. But you never know. They might be able to pull a rabbit out of the hat somewhere and come up with some good ideas.
There's no rabbits left, and they've sold all the hats. Rupert Bell, you enjoy your day at the Belfry at the British Masters, working for the other side. You're very kind. It's almost 9.